Welcome back to another declutter. This is part 3 of our 2025 makeup declutter series. Today we are doing blushes. I'm gonna see if I can combine blush, bronzer, and highlight into one video, but I don't know if that's gonna be possible. So we'll just kind of start with blush and see where that takes us. I am downsizing my makeup collection. We're turning my beauty room into a playroom. So I'll have a much smaller vanity set up in our bedroom, so I have to downsize. Like there's no other option here because we are expecting a baby. If you missed my pregnancy announcement, baby number 2 is on the way, so we wanted to turn this room into a playroom for all of like the toys and activities and things, and then we'll turn like Luna's bedroom, which will soon be both children's bedroom, into like a place to sleep, I guess. So anyway, if you're new, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. I actually already filmed a declutter today, but Luna's taking a nap now, so I thought I would take this time to crank out another one. So I've already got some blush on the floor here. I think this is like blush, bronzer, and highlighter from my everyday makeup drawer, as well as like my PR drawer, but let me show you what the blush drawers are looking like now. So currently I have a cream and liquid blush drawer, which you see here, and I have a powder blush drawer, which you see here, and I need to combine these two drawers into this one singular drawer. So we're gonna see how this goes. It's gonna have to happen. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna start by taking everything out and laying it on our rug here. I actually might, I don't know, should I do it in the kitchen? The lighting might be better. Maybe we'll do it in the kitchen. I'm not sure, but we're gonna have to get rid of probably about half of my blush so that we can get everything to fit in this drawer here. So here's a little look at our blush collection. Oh, well, I guess I have a couple things in here that aren't blush, so let me just pull anything that's not a blush out. I moved everything out of the way, and now we have to declutter. So I think I want all of my blush to fit into this organizer right here. So I think we'll start with this, which this is my cream and liquid blush section. So let me just add in all of my cream and liquid blushes really quick. I do have these, which these are actually like cream blushes from Jones Road. I have the Miracle Balm in the shade Flushed. These I had in my powder blush drawer just because they're like so large that they didn't fit in with the rest of my cream blushes. And then I have this one, which is in the shade Pinky Bronze. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and declutter both of these because they are so bulky and I just don't have space for them. So we're gonna go ahead and start off and declutter those two. I also have a bunch of these IT Cosmetics Sun blushes. So I have 2 of them here. I have the shades Sunlit and Sun Blossom. These 2 are open and I have used those. These 3 are still sealed in the plastic wrap, and these are in the shade Sunlit, and this one is in the shade Sun Blossom. So all repeat shades. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter these 3. This is so difficult. I hate this, but I also love it at the same time. This is like my early form of nesting. Okay, we have some of these Bare Minerals little tubes here. Oh, I actually have another one. This is the highlighting blush in the shade Pink Glow. So some of these are like blush bronzer type products, like these ones. But then this is like a blush highlighter. So this is in Pink Glow, but so is this one. So we're gonna go ahead and declutter the new one that is in the shade Pink Glow. And then I have 2 of the blush highlighters, and then I have 3 of the blush bronzers. Now right away I can see that these two are in the same shade, Kiss of Pink. So let me see if both of these are open. It looks like they both are, but we're just gonna declutter one for sure. So I have Kiss of Mauve and Kiss of Pink. And then for the blush highlighters, I have Pink Glow and Rose Glow. These are really nice. I really liked using these in the summertime. They're kind of like a like sunburnt sort of look. I definitely don't need both of them, but I don't know which one I should keep. I might grab a makeup wipe so I can do some swatches really quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna start by, oh, this one isn't even open. This is Rose Glow. I'm gonna declutter this since it's not even open. And then this one is Pink Glow. Okay, so we have Pink Glow on the bottom. Then we have Kiss of Pink, and then Kiss of Mauve. So of these three, I actually like the middle one the best, which is Kiss of Pink. So I think I'll keep Kiss of Pink and I'll declutter the other two. I may end up going back through these and having to declutter more because if they don't all fit in here, that's a problem. So I'm gonna keep this one for now. So that'll be in our for now keep pile. The other IT Cosmetics cream blushes that we already talked about, we have Sunlit, which is really, really pretty. I really like this one. And then this one is called Sun Blossom, which this one kind of got a little bit melted. Of these two, I like Sunlit better. So I think I'll declutter Sun Blossom and I'm just gonna keep Sunlit, which is just like a little bit more pinky. I've got quite a few of these Buxom blushes. These are the Plump Shop blushes. They are cream blushes. I know they look similar to the ones that they have that are powder, but we have the shade Blissful Buff, which is a really pretty nude blush. We have Coral Cheer, which is a gorgeous bright coral color. We've got Tickled Pink, which is a really pretty pink. And then I have Cheeky Dolly, which is a bit deeper, and then Berry Glam, which again is a bit more of like a deeper berry shade. Okay, so these are the two that I am decluttering. We have Tickled Pink and Cheeky Dolly. Jarvis helped me narrow these down, so we're gonna declutter those two. And then these are gonna be the three that we keep for now. Okay, I have this Hourglass blush stick. This is a really pretty peachy color. It's in the shade Wonder. I definitely wanna keep this. And then I have the Oh Blues Rosy Drops from Drunk Elephant. I also want to keep those. These two are new to me. Well, I've actually had them for a while and I just haven't used them. I have the Camo Liquid Blush in the shade Copper Etiquette. And then I have the Sheer For It Blush Tint in the shade Pink Positive. So both of those we're going to keep. I have quite a few of these Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer blushes, so I'm gonna see if we have any color duplicates. Okay, so we have two in the shade Provence, so I'm gonna declutter the little one and keep the full size, and then that's the only shade duplicate that I have. So for now, we're gonna keep the other three. Okay, let's do this front section here next. I have this from Jones Road. This is a lip and cheek stick in the shade Tawny Nude. I'm kind of thinking I should just declutter this because it's still new, like brand new, hasn't been used. So I think I'm gonna pass this along, see if my mom would like that. I have this NARS blush in the shade Orgasm, which I would like to keep. I have this Say blush in the shade Rosy. I love this formula. So this I'm definitely gonna keep. And then I have my Rare Beauty blushes. I've got two minis and two full size that I would like to keep. And then I have this ColourPop one, which honestly, it's pretty, but I feel like I can declutter it. Okay, next up, we've got this section here. I have a couple of these Pixie blush sticks. So I have the shade Fleur and the shade Ruby. Then we have some of these Milk jelly tints. I have Splash, I have Chill, and I have Burst. Then we have this little Pixie by Petra Sheer Cheek Gel. I think I can declutter that one. I have the Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Puff. And then I have this little mini Bosma blush, which is in the shade Fuchsia. And it's this really pretty, like bright pinky kind of color, if you can see that. I would like to keep all of these if possible. I don't think that's gonna be possible, so we'll probably have to revisit. But for now, I'm just gonna set them aside and I'll like unpackage the ones that are still in the packaging to save some space. Back here, we have some ColourPop. So I have these heart-shaped blushes, which are so cute. And then I also have these heart-shaped blushes, which are also adorable. I have this one in the shade Adore You. I have this one in the shade It's a Look. And then I have this one in the shade Lucky You. This is definitely my favorite shade of the three. You can see this is the only one I've used actually. So I think I'll keep this one and I'll declutter these two. And then as for these, I think these are so cute, but they're just so bulky. So let me open these up and see what they look like. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna use this red color often, so I'll declutter that one. I think I'll also declutter this one. So then I just have this. So maybe I'll just keep one of each for now. Okay, I have my Rhode Pocket Blush in the shade Piggy. This one I'm gonna keep. I have this little Milk. This is like a lip and cheek in the shade Pep. That one I would like to keep. I have my Flower liquid blushes. I have 4 shades. I feel like I won't use Wild Berry, so I'll declutter that one. But the other 3, I kind of want to keep these 3. I have one from Laura Mercier. This is a liquid highlighter in the shade Peach Bronze, but it's too deep for me to use as a highlighter, and it just kind of has like a blushy tone. So I would like to keep that along with my Charlotte Tilbury ones. I have Pinkgasm Sunset, and Peachgasm. I have a Makeup by Mario blush in the shade Perfect Pink. And then I have these 3 Morphe cream blushes, which I love. We have Addicted, which is like a peach color. We have Pleasured, which is pink. And then we have Energized, which is this really cool purple color. So I think for now, we're gonna say we're gonna keep these 3. And then I have a ton of Lunar Beauty liquid blushes. So I do think I need to narrow these down because I have 6 of them. So I'm gonna do some swatches and we'll see what we decide to declutter. Okay, so here they are swatched. I think I'm gonna declutter this one, which is Pumpkin Poppy. It's the orangey one on the bottom here. I just feel like that's a color that I don't really wear a whole lot. I also am gonna declutter this one, which is called Mauve Mommy. It's the middle one over here. I just think it's a little bit too like taupey cool toned for me. I love this color. This one is Rose Reina. I also really like the cool toned pink up here. This one is called Precious Pink. And then I really like these two. These two. I think they're fun. But I think I'm gonna declutter this one, which is called Bloom Bella, just because I feel like this one and then this bottom one are kind of similar. And I prefer this one over here. So I'm gonna declutter 3 and keep 3. Okay, I think I'm gonna try to organize the ones that I said that I was gonna keep into this section here, and then we'll see how much space they take up. So I got all of them to fit in these like 4 sections here. So then we have this section empty for powder blush. I don't know if that's gonna be enough space or not. So I'm either gonna have to get rid of a lot more cream and liquid blushes, or I don't know, we'll have to figure out how to make this work. So, speaking of powder blushes, oh God. Okay, I have my Laura Mercier powder blushes. I have 4 of them, and I don't want to get rid of any of them. So, I'm just gonna set them here. I also have my NARS blushes, which again, I don't want to get rid of any of them if possible. I've got Hourglass, and then I have 2 from Patrick Ta. So, I'd like to keep all of those. Let's see. Next up, we have this little section here. So I have the Kosas blush, which is a for sure keep. I have my Tower 28 blushes, which I honestly love all of these. I had another one, but I dropped it. So preferably we would keep all of those. Same with my MAC blush in the shade Peaches. I've got all of these from Unearthly Cosmetics that I received from my Creators and Friends trip that I went on. Okay, let's see. We've got Jones Road blush. It's brand new still, so I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it. I have this little Ofra blush in the shade Cherish. It's really pretty, but I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it. I have this little mini blush from Laura Mercier, which I'm going to keep. Rare Beauty blush in the shade Cheer, definitely want to keep that one. I have this Rare Beauty blush, which honestly I don't really love. It's in the shade Happy, which this is, oh no, this is in the shade Hope. I was like, I thought these were in the same shade, but they're not. I honestly might declutter this one because I just don't really like the formula that much. And then I have Maybelline Luminoso, which I would also like to keep. Okay, and then we just have these ones back here. So I have NARS Orgasm, that one's a must. I love this one from Nabla. It's in the shade Truth. That's another must. I have these 2 from Bare Minerals, which these are really pretty, but I think I'm gonna pass them along. I have the Highlighting Blush in Pink Glow, and then the blush bronzer in Kiss of Pink. Same concept as the ones we saw earlier, but just the powder version. So I'm gonna declutter those 2. I definitely wanna keep my Singe Beauty Evocative Blush. Look at how beautiful that color is. We've officially run out of space though, so we'll have to figure that out. I wanna keep this L'Oreal blush, and then I have these 2 Charlotte Tilbury blushes, which I also want to keep. So we're gonna have to declutter something here. I think I'm gonna declutter this Heart blush. I just don't think I need it. Same with this one, same with this ColourPop one. I don't need it. I'm gonna declutter this Bare Minerals blush. I'm trying to be cutthroat over here if you couldn't tell. Okay, so let me put these blushes back here. The only thing is this one, I don't even think is gonna fit in this drawer. So I might have to put this in like my palette drawer because it won't fit in the drawer if I stand it up like perfectly on its side, like it's too tall. So I think this one we're gonna have to just put in a different drawer. And then oh, that fits there. Okay, you know what? This Rare Beauty one, I might keep and try again if it fits. I got it all to fit other than this one. So I'm gonna have to test this to make sure that everything will close properly, but we did get it all to fit, which is exciting. I don't know, like this kind of might need to be like reorganized because I don't know how like aesthetically pleasing it looks currently, but I'm very, very happy that we got it all to fit in this container. So let me show you. So this is obviously everything that I'm keeping. Let me show you everything that I'm decluttering. Okay, I'm decluttering 32 blushes, which is honestly pretty good. I'm definitely keeping a lot more than 32, but it doesn't really matter because like I said, it all fits in this one drawer. which is huge. So I'm gonna clean this up, put this back in the drawer, and I'll show you the after. So we emptied out these 2 drawers and combined them into this one singular drawer, which I had to do a little bit of reorganizing, but we did get it all to fit, which is super exciting. So yeah, we have 1 blush drawer officially. I definitely need to get rid of some more blushes along the way, but for now, I'm very happy with this. And we have another category of our declutter checked off of our list. In the next part, I'm gonna have to combine 2 drawers. We've got my bronzer drawer, which is actually like only halfway full anyway, which is fine. And my highlighter drawer, which is honestly pretty full. So I'm gonna have to combine both of those drawers into one, and that will go right here. So anyway, that's gonna be it for this declutter. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so, so much. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.